Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's show. I am Willow, and I'm here to give you another informative and educational video. Now, as you know, myself, Sister Drew, and Sister Mystical do the Witchy 101 shows on a Friday, where we are showing you all of the basics and back to the beginning ways that you can come into the craft and into a spiritual practice. As you know, in myself, I am a witch, the same as Sister Drew. Sister Mystical likes to call herself a spiritual being, which is what we are happy to call her because that's what she's comfortable with. But we all do practice and use magic to give way, help, and guidance to others. Now, in our Witchy 101 shows, we are educating you, learning you, and teaching you all the way from the beginning upwards. Now, recently we have had a few shows, and one of them was the first show that we done on the different types of witches and paths that you can follow. From that, we now have the Witchy 102 show, which is the sister to Witchy 101. This show is where we will talk to you openly about your homework. We can do and post up all of the videos that we do in advance to the videos and the live streams we've done on specific topics. So last week I done a video on eclectic witches, and today we are going to be doing a video on lunar or moon witches, their meanings, how they do their practices, and how you could know if you're a lunar witch or not. For the starts, it all does take with you listening to this video and choosing to carry on to listen to it. This could be a sign that you have an interest in lunar magic, or maybe you even know that you're a lunar witch, but you need more information. So I hope that this video is beneficial and helps you to understand a little bit more about our witch known as a lunar or moon witch. Remember that you can choose and be whatever you desire in your practice. Lunar witch may be your main topic and way of magic, but you may have other elements of magic that you bring into it, such as kitchen, garden, or whatever. Most people always have other sorts of practices that they bring in with their main practice, so they will go by the name of their main practice, which for our instant is a lunar witch. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get straight to the business, and a merry meet to all of you, and thank you for joining me this evening, and let's start. First, I'm going to put up a couple of pictures, so we've got some nice pictures and stuff. So, here is a really fantastic logo and sign of a witch, and she has got the moon and the stars, which very much to me indicates a lunar witch in many, many forms. So let's get on to talking to you about this very interesting character and practice of magic. So here is a lunar witch and their craft interests. So first, maybe what you ask is, what makes a witch a lunar witch? First, let me explain to you that a witch is a witch and is a person who believes in energies, in magical practices, and they bring this into their life to create change and to be what they desire. Through this, they learn to be acknowledged and gain knowledge. We can most definitely say to you and define a lunar witch to being somebody that actually practices and focuses on the energies and cycles of the moon. But this doesn't necessarily mean that a lunar witch only uses moon energy. This might draw off of other energies and incorporate other forms of magic into their practices or working. It just simply means they have a heavy concentration in the moon magic, and moon ways. So maybe some of you are asking, what would be the signs of being a lunar witch? Now, as I said before, first, if you have continued to listen to this video, this may be your very first sign. Maybe you're somebody that already knows that you're a lunar witch, but you need a little bit more detail. Or maybe you're just curious if this might be the magical practice for you. So I'm just going to give you a few signs that could tell you that you are a lunar witch. But please remember to keep in mind that you don't have to have these signs to be able to start practicing lunar magic. With practice comes perfect way and perfect vision, and you can be and do everything that you desire. So here are some signs that you could be a lunar witch or a moon witch. You've always been drawn to and in awe with the moon. So have you always been drawn to the moon, the way that she looks, the way that she makes you feel? Have you always been in awe and felt connected and somewhat felt like you was part of her? Then you could possibly be a lunar witch. Do you tend to feel the cycles of the moon emotionally and physically? Meaning, when the energies of the moon changes through the different cycles and times, do you feel that emotion and change also? And can you feel it physically? Would you say that your energy and who you are changes with the way that the moon does? If so, again, you could be a lunar witch or a moon witch. You have worked or been interested in working with lunar deities like Hecate. Do you have energies that are known to be linked to the moon or to the lunar phase? Do you have a heavy belief in them? This could be another indication. Other ones are Manu, Selene, Artemis, Diana, and Thoth, etc. These are other moon energies of deities that you could work with, and that very much work very closely to the moon energy. So when the moon is full, are you that person who has to stare upon it and will tell everyone around you about it? Would you be the sort of person that says about how beautiful she looks at night? If so, then this could be a possible sign of being a lunar witch. Now, myself, I do this all the time. I've always been somebody very in awe with the moon, very connected, and most definitely feel her energy changes. So if you're like that, then you could very well be a lunar witch. I know that I have my aspects. To be a lunar witch could mean you could possibly be a Cancer sign in your zodiac sign. That is ruled by the moon. So if you are ruled by the moon and you are a Cancer sign, then your connections with the moon is very, very intimate. Have you always felt like you're more alive at night or are called at night? Are you called a night owl? Maybe some of you call you a vampire. These can all be elements and signs of you being a lunar witch. For lunar witches are very much open and awake at night, because the night time is when they most become active and when our maiden, the moon, is most at her prominent. Whether what cycle she may be in, there's always a practice of magic we can use. Do you prefer silver over gold? This can be another sign also, as silver most demonstrates the lunar metal and energy that she performs. A silver bracelet necklace gives off the same sort of radiant feeling. So next, Just remember that being a lunar witch is about being connected with the elements, the energies of the moon, the different cycles, different phases, and the different ways that she is in each season. If you are thinking of coming into these sort of practices, then a lot of research and studying is very much needed. You need to understand about the different phases of the moon, how she works, what types of magics would go with certain types of her phases, such as her waning, waxing, crescent, and so on. So research and study is vital. Understanding and learning about your deities and energies that you want to work with, what sorts of tools and crystals and things you may radiate. All of this takes time and practice and will make you the perfect lunar witch if this is the path you feel that you may be choosing. So here I'm going to give you some instances on 13 different ways of practicing moon magic, or for the lunar witch. As I'm going to say to you, what you practice in your personal tradition is your choice. This is why I am a solitary eclectic witch, somebody that works on my own and is happy to work within my own energy, and I have many practices that I bring in to what I do. I'm somebody that very much enjoys being my own boss and my own person, and I'm sure that maybe you're one of these people. Now, I have found that a lot of the people that come into doing moon magic and these sorts of practices are very much a solitary witch and somebody that likes to do their own magic and incorporate it in their own ways with elements that they've come along to learn. Number one is aligning to the cycles of the moon. When you're a lunar witch, your practice and your life will align to the cycles of the moon naturally. It's actually believed that if you're a witch in general, you'll likely fall in tune with the moon. And what is meant by this is when it's a new moon, you'll feel it. When it's a full moon, you'll feel it emotionally, spiritually, and physically. You'll become so in tune that you'll even feel when the moon shifts into new phases and elements. You may not be sure on how to do this. It's quite simple. It's about paying attention to the moon phases. Go outside and look at the moon. If you don't know what phase it's in, there are literally apps, tools, charts, chat rooms to do with witches, magic, that would be able to illustrate and give you those diaphragms so that you can understand more about those phases. You can also get them in books and find things online as well. So you are not going to get stuck. So that you can do whatever you please to keep you in track. And one day you'll be able to understand those phases on your own. And these apps or books and things that you may go by and study and research now will no longer be needed. Number two is the moon cycle magic. Lunar witches will frequently schedule and plan their rituals and magical workings according to the moon phases. Each phase brings a different intention of energy to your spell. For example, the new moon, also called the dark moon, is great for drawing new energy into your life, like new love, a new job, etc. The waxing moon is great for setting intentions and feeding those intentions. The full moon is for the manifesting, and the waning moon is for clearing and removing things from your life. There's much more to it, but that's the basic breakdown of what a lunar witch is and how the magic works. You can learn more about lunar magic and moon magic and being that type of witch with apps, books, online courses, even just watching people that maybe practice in those elements. It's all about being your own magic and being comfortable in it. As long as you have the understanding about the different cycles, the different types of magic, and how you work it and do it correctly, you will move on to be some fine lunar witch. Number 3, finding your deities. Working with lunar gods and goddesses are very important. Most witches, in whatever faith of magic they go in, will always have deities that associate to those practices that they teach and they do. So it's no different for a lunar witch. Even though the goddess, the moon herself, is looked as a goddess, there are other gods and goddesses that can be represented with the moon and help you in your magic practice and your path also. Often those who follow lunar paths will naturally be drawn to or called by moon gods and goddesses. A new moon goddess includes Artemis, Hecate, and Selene, Diana, Devena, Luna, and in the Wiccan triple goddess. The moon god includes Thoth, Mani, and Kaishu. How you connect with each deity is up to you. There are many, many archives of different gods and goddesses that you can look up and places that you can go to where you can study and understand the full potentials of your gods and goddesses. Because obviously, when working with these energies, you will have to give them such things as offerings, and there will be certain incense, herbs, foods, and things that they like that you would have to give them in contract of being part of you. So it's very important to learn about them, and it's one of the most important parts to learn in any practice. Number 4 is moon garden and herbalism. Yes, herbalism is very, very known in moon magic, as well as working with the garden. Different elements and different plants that flourish and open more at night will be ones that maybe you would use in your magical practices. If you have a green thumb or you just want to try your hand at gardening, consider growing a moon garden. It doesn't have to be huge or elaborate. In fact, it can be as small as a few pots on a balcony if that's what you have. There are plenty of plants and herbs that bloom during the full moon and all are ruled by the moon. For instance, moonflowers bloom at night, and mugwort is a herb that is ruled by the moon. In my suggestions, researching and studying in different herbs and remedies that you can use to bring into your magic and make your moon magic how you want it to be is very important. Learning about the different types of herbs, different types of flowers, and how they work at night. Maybe there are herbs that are associated with the moon energy but doesn't just grow at night. All these things are very key to understand and to find out. So research and studying, again, as I said, is something that's very, very important. Moon magic is one of a kind. There might be some types of native plants that bloom in the moonlight or aligned with the moon that will grow easily in your garden. Then you can use them to work your lunar magic. Just remember that some plants and trees and other elements of herbalism that you bring into your home can be toxic and poisonous to children and animals. So please always make sure that you keep them out the reach of those types of aspects. And also remember to look after yourself and to do it correctly and safely. So, lunar nutrition and kitchen magic. So many ask, can you incorporate lunar magic into your food and drinks on a daily basis? And the answer is yes, sure you can. Everything we eat comes from Earth, and literally every plant is ruled by a planetary body like the moon. Research your favourite veggies, fruits, and herbs that may incorporate those more into your diet. Having different types of food and drinks that you eat that are incorporated with your lunar magic will make your lunar magic and you in your element of magic stronger and more focused. It will also help to bring that energy of what you're wanting to work with. In some instances, you may want to create things like feasts for the full moon using the moon themed menu. There are so many foods that even look like the moon, things such as like cheeses and ones that look like they're going mouldy, or you've got bits like broccoli, cauliflower, things that are quite oval and in shape. Water element magic is key when being a lunar witch. You'll most definitely be able to work with the element of water, most definitely. To be in alignment with the moon, the lunar witch is also naturally in alignment with the element of water. The moon governs the element. If you've never worked with element magic before, this could be your chance. Water element magic is as simple or as involved as you like it to be. Something as simple as brewing a magical tea or taking a bath is a water element ritual, and also lunar magic. Remember that the moon and water are very connected, and the moon very much makes the currents and the movements of the water at many aspects in our life and in our journey and in our seasons. So it's very, very important to understand that maybe incorporating such things as your water element magic would be something to bring into your practice also. Another thing to maybe know is your moon sign. Do you know the moon sign of you? Do you know the moon? Do you know what a moon sign is? Everyone has a sun sign, which we often refer to as our sign, and a moon sign. If you don't know what your moon sign is, you can find out by going to different apps, sites. You can look into groups and things like that, and you will soon be able to come to find out what your moon sign is. But most people already know what that is. And knowing your moon sign will give you a better understanding of yourself and how to work more on the moon's magic into your personal practice. As you've got to remember that when you start into any form of magical practice, you're always going to incorporate that in your life and work your life around that. So it's very important to have these understandings and understandings of your magic so that it can be brought into the elements of your life when it is needed. Do you know your birthday moon phase? Okay, so this is different than your moon sign. Your moon phase is what moon phase was occurring on the day that you were born. These are two different things. You can figure your moon phase out by going to something like Moon Giant or going to some other sort of app or looking online. Anything like that will be able to help you. Knowing what phase you were born under will also provide clarity about yourself and how this particular moon phase will boost your magical workings. For example, I was born on the waning crescent moon. Okay, guys. So I always look for the waning and crescent moons for me to enhance my magical practices and to do what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. Obviously, yes, I use the other elements of the moon as well, such as the full moon, the waxing moon, the gibbons, all of them. But them two main ones are my main elements I use for the very fact of being born at those times. It's always made me feel energized and powerful. Learning about your birth moon phases and your other phases of the moon incorporated in your life is very important because it will help you to have a more of an understanding of who you are and your character. And you'll come to understand who you truly are. So once you do find your moon phase and the time that you was born and what moon it would have been, use them and incorporate them into your magic if you're thinking to become a lunar witch. This will very much enhance your magical practice and your workings and spells. Number 9. Do lunar witches enjoy making moon water? The answer to that is most definitely yes. Have you ever made moon water? If you haven't, now is the time to try. It's very important to remember to experiment with your moon water too. Try making it on different moon phases during different seasons and different zodiac signs. You can even add certain crystals, herbs, and salts to the moon water and see what different results you get. It's very important to know that when doing magic, it's not just about putting something out onto an altar, doing your spells, and doing your rituals. It is about bringing other tools in, such as herbs, crystals, and salts, all of these things. And with being a lunar witch and working with moon water, you will use many of these elements and test them. You'll see which seasons of moon are more powerful for you, and you'll be able to understand and learn each tactic of your energy, of your magic. You'll, for instance, maybe go to a full moon and realize that you are really powerful on a full moon, so you do your really big rituals on your full moon. Then maybe in your waning crescent, it's more of a comforting and more calming form of spell. So maybe on those days, you will be doing spells of encouragement, guidance, things like that. It's all about knowing the different phases, knowing which ones radiate with you the most, and what sorts of elements of your magic you can bring into those different elements of your moon. Taking baths and doing things like that are very good for lunar witches as well. For any sort of witch, it's good to be able to get into a bath, put salts, relax. But for a lunar witch, they very much enjoy the baths and the relaxation. They can put many different salts and herbs and charge themselves, get themselves dry, and then just go and get the energy of the moon. We mostly do that anyway as witches, but lunar witches intend to like it so very much more and see it as a ritual. So, number 10, talking about that, is ritual baths. Taking a ritual bath is not only cleansing but relaxing and empowering. It's one of this lunar witch's favourite things to do. If you have a window in your bathroom, open it and gaze at the moon. At the same time, you're bathing. Ritual baths are great at cleansing your aura, calming the nerves, and resetting your energetic vibration. They're also used to dedication rituals, sort of like baptisms, to bring love, money, success, etc. into your life. Because the water is ruled by moon, ritual baths connect us to its energy. You could even do this using bowls and things, put in the salts, put in the water, and using your intentions and using that element as something to bring out your lunar magic. It's very important to know that using water in your lunar magic is something that is critical and very important. It helps you to connect, to be balanced, and to know your paths. So make sure that you do try these tactics and things that I am saying to you about. Number 11 is divination by moonlight, bringing your spirituality and your practices into light and making them happen. Doing divination by light of the moon is otherworldly experiences. All you need is your divination tools and some other form of light like a candle or a lantern. Reading tarot, oracle, and runes are all part of practice by moonlight. But I think you'll find the mirrors and water scrying to be more exciting and interesting and powerful when done under the full moon. So bringing all of these elements in, such as doing your scryings and doing it in the moonlight, doing your readings and tarots and stuff like that, a lot of lunar witches will find that they work best at night doing so. So just explore with that. Another phase is exploring your lunar eclipse. Another thing that's very important for lunar witches to understand. If you're somebody that's online in a witchcraft community, you've no doubt heard mixed opinions on whether a witch should practice magic on a lunar eclipse. Some say no, don't do it. The energy is too chaotic, while others say lunar eclipses are the strongest time to perform rituals and cast spells. In my opinion, don't take the words of other people, but take your decision on what you're wanting to do. Research, study, look into it. See if the lunar eclipse part of your magic is something you'd want to follow and do. You can start with such things as something small like charging your crystals or making lunar eclipse water. Then work up to divination and rituals under the lunar eclipse to see how you feel and the results. If you don't like the vibe with the energy, don't do it again. But if you do, whoop, you've made it and you've made a connection. What else could you want? It's all about practicing, learning, and taking those risks. Doing it safely and correctly, yes. But to fully understand the capability of your magic, you do need to be able to dive, research, and study into all of the elements that could make you such a witch. Okay? Now, you may start in your lunar eclipsing part of your magic and realize you don't like doing it and it's not the energy for you. That's fine. Then you can just use your elements of your water and your moon. You don't have to do the lunar eclipse, but a lot of the lunar witches will use the eclipses as ways and forms of magic because they believe it is at the most powerfulest and most open. As I've always said to you, it's not the tools and the energies that you work with that makes it dangerous. It's you yourself and your intentions. If you're going to be working in such things with your lunar eclipse, your moon waters and stuff, always remember to have a positive, clear and open mind and be open to learning and being guided by your energies. Lunar eclipse energy, even though looked at as being a chaotic energy is all through our world and we are with it and work beside it every day of our life and even have it in our life sometimes. So it's learning to be able to control that, to understand that. By understanding the different realms of your eclipse of the moon and learning the different types of moon waters you can make and the different herbs and the different foods and the different things that you can incorporate into your practice will make you the better witch. Don't be scared to learn new things, but always remember to be sharp and to keep educating yourself. As somebody that works in many practices in my magic, I have always been very drawn to the moon and I find the energy of the moon the most powerfulest, no matter what sort of phase or stages she is at. It's always been something that I have very much enjoyed being part of, and she's very good at bringing you your self energy. She's good at charging your tools and your anthems and other things that you may use in your practices. She's very good at energizing things like your waters and your crystals and other forms of your tools. The moon is something that is in most witches' lives, and she is a very important element to our rituals and our practices. Like the sun, she is the beacon to our practice and to who we are. So it's always important to understand those elements. And if you are such a witch that wants to work mainly with the moon and her energy and her different forms of way of magic, then this could very well be your path. Giving you the small detail of information in this video is just only a crack and a part of what really is out there to do with the Lunar Witch. Through looking through books, studying, going online, and following other practitioners, you will learn so much more. But also remember to be yourself, to be your own magic, and to bring your own elements and characteristics into it. It's fine to do that as long as you do it safely, wisely, and correctly. And always remembering that such things as protection and understanding your practice is most key. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, guys. And just remember that being a lunar witch doesn't mean that you have to have these qualities to do it. As long as you have the belief in your heart and you have a connection and maybe feel connected to the moon at certain times, then that's a start. The rest is just research, study, and understanding her ways, elements, her movements through the seasons, and so on. All of this can be done online in courses, by following groups, chats, and channels on Facebook, YouTube, and so on. Also by following practitioners, finding books, and just gradually learning, listening to your intuition. Go and be connected to the outside. Write down all of your experiences, your feelings, your emotions at the times when you're learning. This will all help you to open more as the witch that you're wanting to be, for in this case, a lunar or moon witch. I hope that this educational video has helped you to understand a little bit more about lunar magic, moon magic, and being a moon or lunar witch. And I hope that it's opened your eyes to understand the characteristics of it more, and to give you a bit more of a detail, and to give you a bit more time to be able to sit there and think about if this faith and walk of way of being a witch is actually for you. So until then, I wish you a merry parting. I thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to tune in with myself, Sister Drew, and Sister Mystical, and our sisters of the clan for our Witchy 101 and Witchy 102 shows. Until then, lots of love, light, and blessings, and I will see you all very, very soon. A merry parting from myself, and thank you for watching, and blessings to you all. And remember, guys, please keep a look out for my channel, PWI Spiritual Investigators. Please look out for Drew's Abandoned Paranormal Vlog, my pups, Danny from Chasing Bones Inspectors, Sister Christina from Christina and Son Ghost Squad, Lunar Eclipse, which is our sister Mary. And please just keep being amazing and positive to each other, and keep supporting our Witchy 101 shows and our general shows on our YouTube channels. Again, a merry parting. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Blessed be, and thank you. A merry party.